All right, welcome everyone to this deep dive, and today we're going to be taking a close look at the one and only Adrien Brody.
Adrien Brody.
Now, we've got a pretty fascinating journey ahead of us, I think, looking into his career, his roles, and even, dipping into his personal life a bit.
Yeah, and his relationship with Georgina Chapman, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, get ready to dive in with us because this is going to be a deep dive you won't forget.
Yeah, I think what's so interesting about Brody is this sort of interplay between these incredibly intense emotional roles that he's taken on, but then also dipping his toes into all these other genres, too.
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
Which is really exciting, I think, as an actor, to not be kind of pigeonholed into one sort of thing.
Yeah, you get the feeling he really likes to challenge himself and doesn't want to be, kind of stuck in a box.
Exactly, exactly.
So let's kind of go back to the beginning a little bit. We know that Brody was interested in acting from a young age.
Yeah, it seems like this was something that he was drawn to from really early on.
But it was really The Pianist back in 2002 that really kind of catapulted him, I think, into, the stratosphere.
Yeah, The Pianist was huge for him. And, winning an Oscar for Best Actor at 29, I mean...
Unheard of.
It's unheard of. It's crazy.
Like, how do you even process that at that age?
And for such a serious film as well.
Exactly. And it's such a powerful film and deals with such a really sensitive and important subject matter. I mean, talk about a role to take on.
And just thinking about the kind of dedication that must taken to really inhabit that character.
I mean, the weight loss, the isolation,
Method acting at its finest.
It's unbelievable the lengths he went to really get into the headspace of that character,
Well, and I think you really see that on screen.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just like you're watching him act. You really feel the emotional weight of what he's going through.
Yeah, it's a film that definitely stays with you, for sure.
For sure.
So I'm curious, though, like after a role like that, right, that's so defining.
Where do you go from there?
Where do you even go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's interesting is it seems like he just kind of went in a totally different direction.
He did.
And almost like he was making a statement,
Yeah.
Like, don't define me by one role, right?
And I think that's such an important thing for an actor to do, especially after such a big success, because it would have been so easy for him to just get offered similar roles over and over again.
Right. And, then you look at something like The Village.
The Village, yeah.
Which, totally different vibe, right?
Oh, completely different, yeah.
It's like, Shyamalan and his twists and turns, and it's got that sort of, unsettling atmosphere.
Yeah, and the kind of mystery that goes on throughout that film.
It's like a world away from The Pianist.
Yeah, totally.
And then you have King Kong, which is, epic adventure, larger than life,
Yeah, just massive in scale compared to something like The Pianist or even The Village.
It's such a wild swing,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think he's kind of seeking with those choices?
I think it shows he's really drawn to stories that offer him a new challenge,
Yeah.
Different ways to explore human emotion, different experiences.
It's like he's not afraid to take risks, even if it means going outside his comfort zone.
Absolutely, and I think that's what keeps things interesting for him as an actor, but also for us as an audience, We get to see him do all these different things.
Totally. And even something like Predators.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Straight up action movie,
You wouldn't necessarily expect that from him.
No, but he pulls it off.
He does.
It just shows his range,
Totally.
And speaking of range, let's shift gears a little bit, and talk about his personal life.
Yeah.
Because he's currently with Georgina Chapman, who is the ex-wife of Harvey Weinstein.
Right, which is a relationship that's definitely gotten a lot of attention, especially given everything that's happened with Weinstein and the whole #MeToo movement.
Yeah, that's something that's, really had a huge impact on Hollywood.
Absolutely.
And, it is a complex situation. Chapman and Weinstein, they share children together. And so
it's a lot to navigate.
Yeah. And it kind of makes you think about how someone like Brody, who's in the public eye, how he kind of manages those personal dynamics,
It's a good point, and I think it reminds us that, celebrities are still human beings with their own private lives, and they deserve respect and privacy, especially when it comes to things like this.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of his career, we have to talk about his upcoming project.
Yes, The Brutalist.
Which sounds fascinating.
It does, and it's directed by Brady Corbett, who's known for his kind of unique style.
Oh, yeah, and he's got those, thought-provoking stories, right?
Yeah, so it seems like it'll be another really challenging role for Brody.
So, looking at Brody's career, right,
Yeah.
from the intensity of The Pianist to all these other different kinds of roles he's taken on.
He never stops.
It seems like he's constantly pushing himself, you know?
And I think that's a great takeaway for us as an audience because it means we get to see him constantly evolving and trying new things. And, that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not afraid to kind of take us on a ride with him.
Exactly.
So, as we sort of wrap up here, something for our listeners to think about.
Okay. Yeah.
How might Brody's personal experiences, particularly, the complexities of his relationship, how might that inform the characters he chooses to play in the future?
That's a great question.
Particularly, for a project like The Brutalist.
Yeah. How does that inform his art?
Exactly.
Really interesting.
Food for thought, right?
Totally.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Adrien Brody.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.